one of the core habits that helps, and certainly has helped me, is being able to be extremely present in the things that I choose to focus on. Now, this is something that sounds very simple. It sounds like a cliche, etc., etc. It's extremely hard to do. It's extremely hard to do. But it can be done with practice. It can definitely be done with practice, because like I did not have the same degree of presence that I have now in certain tasks 5 years ago, certainly not 10 years ago, and 15, 20 years ago, I was horrible at it. I mean, still working on communication, for instance. I don't think I'm great, and like I continue to try to improve myself on it. But really, the big unlock for me was this idea of just being immersed and present. And it turns out that this habit, this skill, is something that one needs for mastery in almost any domain. This is not related to product management. Like when Steph Curry is shooting his shot, right? Like he's present. When Sachin Tendulkar is batting, he is present, right? That's the only thing before him. When a great musician is performing, they are present. So I think that's the foundation. And so now the question is, well, but how does one create that foundation? It sounds like it's very hard, etc. And in fact, there are all sorts of like programs for people to kind of be really present, etc. But a few things I'll share is find something that forces you to be present. And I don't mean, some people say, oh, I go skiing and I can be present. That's great. If you love skiing, do that, or go biking or whatever else, whatever, the rock climbing, whatever. But I want you to, over time, try to replicate that feeling of presence without doing any task, right? Because there are many people who love skiing, who love biking, who love rock climbing, etc. But when like they're forced to be present in something, they can't. Why? Because the activity becomes the focus. Over time, try to understand what it feels like to be present and try to replicate it. And again, it's easy for me to say, it's hard to do. It was hard for me to do. Try to replicate it when you're not doing anything whatsoever, when you're not doing that activity. So how might one do that? One technique, I wanted to become a better listener several years ago. And so one technique that worked for me is like, I would just observe something in nature. Frankly, like this sounds strange, but really, trust me, observe something in nature and observe the fidelity of that thing, like a bark of a tree or like just a flower. Really deeply, deeply observe it. And you'll notice the resolution of that thing is spectacular. The resolution of our screens, no matter the best screen we have, pales in comparison to the resolution of something in nature. So observe, because when you do that, you're training yourself to be able to be present. And then as you train yourself to be present, now you will work and you will perform and you will present in a way that even though the audience doesn't know that you worked on all of this stuff to be present, but you just come across that way. You come across as you're just so there for them. There's nothing else on your mind other than them, other than that other person. Now, there are other tactics, but that's what it is. You can do meditation, you can do various other things, but that's the foundation. Some people you can put on an act, but smart people will see through your act. So it has to be genuine. And the only way to be genuine is what I know. The way I know is in this manner.